Every forest holds a secret, but in the magical green forest, some secrets wait for the bravest.
Meet Elmo, a little elephant where curiosity is much bigger than his size.
Below him, the legendary Glowstone was awakening, casting its mysterious, irresistible call across the silent jungle.
A magical sign, a clue. The forest itself seemed to guide his little snout toward the heart of the enchantment.
But the wise little pangolin, Flick, knew that deep secrets often held hidden dangers.
The dark held whispers of things best left untouched. Flick wished his friend would listen, but Elmo's heart was already set on adventure.
For Elmo, the word danger only sounded like a suggestion. The pull of the unknown was too... He charged forward, a tiny gray comet in the night, powered only by the greatest fuel of all. Even the wise old Professor Owl, guardian of the forest's peace. He needed to catch Elmo quickly, but perhaps a certain professor needed a lesson in navigating the night too. The path was treacherous, but a little elephant's trunk is a remarkable tool, whether for slurping water. The footprint was a warning, a reminder that Elmo was entering territory far beyond his usual.
Back at home, the greatest fear of every mother elephant came true. Where was her curious, reckless little boy? Her love was a beacon, a desperate sound of worry that reached every corner of the jungle. He knew he had worried his mama, but the truth of the forest was waiting. He had to be
one step at a time. He overcame the obstacle, the distance between... He made it! The moment of discovery was here. But would this secret be a blessing, or... Elmo's days were usually filled with joy and sunshine, and the simple, complicated task... Failure was never a worry for him. Every misstep was simply another excuse for a hearty laugh.
Mama's lessons were important, but Elmo often found his own, more exciting way.
He admired his mother's grace, and day by day, he was growing just a little bit closer to being...
The greatest mysteries could be found not just in the glowing stone, but right here, under his...
But Elmo's favorite stories were the old tales, the ones about the forest's magical heart, guarded with a glowstone.
The image of the stone captured his imagination, planting the seed of adventure deep within his young heart.
He learned that the forest was a keeper of secrets, waiting for the right moment to share them with a truly brave soul.
Friends were the best part of the forest. And when you were friends with a pangolin, hide and seek was always an expert-level game.
Where could his friend be? Flick was the world's most talented hider, but he always had a signature move.
A tiny pangolin's disguise is only as good as the last leaf that sticks to his shell.
The simple victory of finding a friend made the whole jungle feel bright and exciting.
Kiki, their graceful friend, had the advantage of height, but even she found that the best rewards often required a little bit of a struggle. A taste leaf on a sunny day. It was the small moments that made life in the forest so sweet.
They were an unlikely duo, but in the forest of friendship, different sizes only added to the fun of the race.
Oops! Even the most elegant friends sometimes found the ground a little too exciting.
A little mud was no problem for Kiki. After all, the best stories always had a few messy parts.
Elmo always knew how to make things right. A good friend could turn a muddy mess into a fun, cooling shower.
Then there was Rolo, the friend who truly understood the art of relaxation. Nothing could disturb his peaceful, sunny nap.
Rolo's biggest worry was always whether he would miss snack time. or if the sun was too warm.
Wake up, Rolo! There were still so many adventures left in the day for the big, sleepy hippo.
When Rolo woke up, his first thought was always food. Even his best friend looked like a snack for a moment.
The river was their special place. Underwater, the large, sleepy hippo was suddenly the fastest, most agile of all.
Even the fish knew who the true heart of the forest was. Everything seemed to celebrate the happy little elephant. Together, they were the unstoppable heart of the forest. A perfect, messy, and loud symphony of friendship and joy. Elmo's play often led to accidental moments of magic. He brought color and light wherever he went.
Even the cautious pangolin was left breathless by the beautiful, simple magic created by his friend. A king needs a crown, and Elmo was the crowned prince of happiness, thanks to his friend Rolo. Kiki's height was a gift she loved to share. The best berries were always the ones shared with your best friends.
The forest's history was vast and deep, and Professor Owl was the keeper of its greatest, most important truths. Under the professor's wise words and the sweetness of a pineapple, the friends learned the meaning of their home. The forest was a perfect teacher, but nothing could replace the warmth of a mother's watchful, loving eye. His heart was full of adventure, but his home was always with his mama. The bond of family was the strongest magic of all.
She taught him that curiosity was good, but respect for the ancient forest was essential for a little elephant's safety.
He listened, but the seed of curiosity planted by the professor was still growing, still pulling him toward the edge of the unknown.
The professor, ever the watchful guardian, saw the sign. Rolo's strength was unmatched, especially when a delicious snack was the prize. Teamwork was the best tool of all. The sweetest meals were always those earned and shared together.
Kiki's spirit was graceful, even if her legs were still a bit too long for perfect balance. She was still... Flick might be shy, but he was always the first to offer kindness to a friend in need of a little pick-me-up. In the circle of their friendship, there were no mistakes, only reasons to laugh harder and care more.
Simple moments like these were Elmo's definition of true magic. Love and friendship were the real power of the forest. The professor taught them the secrets of healing. Every plant, every petal had a purpose in the great green world.
He learned that the forest was fragile, and its beauty required constant care and respect. He was learning to be strong, not just for himself, but to help his family carry the burdens of life in the jungle.
A mother's pride was his greatest motivation. He was her little hero, growing stronger every day.
A big heart and a determined spirit could move even the biggest obstacles. He was starting to realize his own potential.
Adventures often took them to dark places, but Elmo always found a way to bring light and courage to his timid friend.
For Flick, the dark was full of unknowns. But for Elmo, the dark was just another opportunity for discovery.
He would not let his friend face the scary parts alone. Friendship meant safety, even in the deepest cave.
The friendly competition was always a joy. They tested their strength, but never their bond.
She was strong, but Elmo's low center of gravity was a tough challenge. Her legs started to wobble. The real winner was always fun. Victory meant less than sharing a moment of joyful, playful silliness.
Rolo's favorite activity was anything involving water.
In the forest, even water could be a fun, personal secret. Rolo enjoyed having a little mystery of his own. A sprinkle of cool water was the best thank you a little elephant could give his big, strong friend.
Building a masterpiece required every kind of skill, from Flick's detail work to Rolo's heavy lifting. The final touch was always the most important. Elmo's trunk was surprisingly nimble for such a large little elephant.
The professor knew that the greatest treasures of the forest were not the stones, but the bonds of true friendship. After a day of adventure, the little hero needed rest. The jungle's lullaby was the sweetest sound in the world.
Her watchfulness was endless. Even in sleep, he was protected by a mother's fierce, unconditional love.
But the forest had one last secret for him. The Glowstone was calling, and Elmo...
He didn't want to wake his friends, but he needed to share the excitement. Flick, his loyal shadow, was the first he chose to trust.
Fear was powerful, but friendship was stronger. Flick would not let his best friend face a mysterious jungle alone.
He whispered a plan to his friend, a promise of a new morning, and then he walked toward the unknown. The adventure of a lifetime begins with a single, brave step into the darkness. The bond between mother and son was unbreakable. She knew instantly that her curious boy was on his way to trouble.
She followed the signs, her heart full of fear, but also the confidence that her son would show his inherent goodness.
The wise old professor knew where Elmo was heading. The forest secret could not be guarded forever, but he prayed for Elmo's safety. A true friend is someone who faces their greatest fear just to stand by your side. Flick's heart was as big as Elmo's. The end of the journey was the beginning of the truth. Elmo was ready to face the secret, no matter what it was.
It wasn't water that fell, but pure, concentrated light.
The touch was gentle, a handshake with the deep magic of the jungle. It was beautiful, but also strangely fragile. He stepped through the veil, leaving the known world behind, and entering the magical heart of the forest.
A glowstone. The legendary core of the jungle's life force. More magnificent.
All the curiosity, all the sneaking out had led to this moment. The stone held... He saw the forest's past. Great elephants, his ancestors, standing guard. The stone was not just a light, it was a memory keeper, showing him the deep importance.
The little pangolin arrived.
He might be small, but his courage was enormous. Nothing could stop him from reaching his best friend. The touch of his loyal friend grounded him. The visions faded, but the lesson remained. He was not alone. The professor finally saw the stone he had only read about. The legends were true.
He bowed to the ancient magic, grateful that his students had uncovered the heart of the forest.
It maintains the delicate balance and life of the forest. He learned that the stone was the forest's beating heart. She found her son, safe at the center of the world's most beautiful secret. Fear gave way to overwhelming relief. The greatest magic was the love shared between mother and son. A single hug said everything. But the joy was short-lived. A true hero doesn't just find the secret, they protect it. Something was wrong. The life of the forest was fading. They realized the great glowstone was being weakened by an external problem. The source of the magic was being choked. The forest needed its small, brave hero to save its heart. This was his destiny. Elmo was ready to prove that the smallest one could face the biggest challenge.
Kiki, always with the perfect vantage point, was the first to find the giant, stubborn obstacle. The challenge was huge. A massive boulder stood between the forest and its survival. Elmo knew he couldn't do it alone.
Rolo, the king of the water, was ready to use his enormous strength for the good of his home and his friends. The power of friendship was focused on one spot. Elmo and Rolo pushed with all their might.
Even the smallest member of the team found his perfect role. Flick's detail work was essential for success.
Kiki's unique gift was their biggest asset. She created the perfect tool to harness their combined strength.
Every friend had their part. Every struggle had a purpose.
He gave everything he had. The forest's future rested on his final, determined push. They did it! The sheer power of friendship had broken the ancient blockage and saved the heart of the forest.
The forest breathed a sigh of relief. The water rushed, the stream was saved, and
The victory tasted like the sweetest, purest water he had ever known. The simple gift of clean water was the best reward. Deep in the cavern, the heart of the forest was beating strongly again. The magic was restored. The forest was safe, thanks to the little elephant and his loyal, powerful friends. She had a hero for a son. He had faced the unknown and returned not with an object, but with honor.
they stood together, basking in the glow of their success. The secret was no longer hidden.
He was a part of the secret now. The magic of the forest flowed through his heart, forever changed by his bravery. The truest magic, the professor taught them, was the magic of togetherness, a strength to face any problem as a team.
The most powerful love in the world was the one that celebrated a little elephant's big achievement.
The quietest friend was the bravest.
Flick finally knew his own power was just as important. The beautiful giraffe celebrated the moment, a gentle spirit with an unexpected strength.
Rolo, the ever-optimistic hippo, celebrated the rescue with the joy of a perfect day well spent. This was his home, and he was its protector. The future of the forest was safe in the hands of its heroes. The new legend was born, the tale of the little elephant who saved the magic of the deep green forest. He immortalized the moment. The secret wasn't just a stone. It was the symbol of their unbreakable bond.
Her heart was full. Her curious little boy had become the brave hero he was always meant to be.
He emerged from the darkness into the light, forever changed by the great secret he had protected. The lessons of the ancient stone were shared with his best friend. They were now the keepers of the legend.
The air felt sweeter, the sun warmer. The balance was restored. The playful days returned, now filled with a deeper purpose. Every simple moment felt more precious.
Their strength was no longer just for pushing rocks. It was for joy, for play, and for the simple wonder. Elmo's magic wasn't just in the stone. It was in his ability to find wonder in the ordinary. The story spread quickly. Everyone knew the name of the little elephant who had found the true secret, the power of kindness and courage.
She knew her little boy would always be curious, but now he was also wise and brave. The forest was full of new paths, and now they would explore every single one of them together.
The adventure never truly ends. For a curious little elephant, every new day was a new chapter waiting to be written.
The speed of the giraffe, the power of the elephant. A perfect, energetic match under the bright sun.
Every new scent, every new taste was a miniature adventure. Elmo was eager to learn all the forest's flavors.
Not every discovery was delicious, but every new experience was certainly funnier than the last.
The hippo's watery tricks were the best kind of fun. The lake became their own personal bubbly playground. He gave the bubbles wings, watching them fly away, carrying...
Flick might not be a graceful leaper, but his enthusiasm made every attempt a wonderful moment of comedy.
After all the excitement, the best ending to any day was the simple, loving care of his mother. The gentle spray washed away the dust of the day, leaving only the warmth of his mother's love.
A simple gift for a great hero. The professor recognized the courage in Elmo's actions. Elmo always found a use for every gift. His ingenuity made everything a toy and a tool.
The day ended as all the best days do, together, sharing the simple, beautiful moment of true friendship. The sound of Elmo's happiness was the true song of the magical green forest. The secrets were safe, but the spirit of adventure was forever awake in the little elephant's heart.
As the sun set on a day of true heroism, the little elephant walked home, ready for a well-deserved rest.
The day's excitement gave way to the deepest sleep.
A mother's love is the greatest protection, ensuring that even the bravest hero gets his peaceful, quiet rest.
The little pangolin was no longer afraid of the dark. He slept soundly next to his hero, his best friend.
The story was complete, but for the true explorer, the forest always has one last little promise.
The legend was sealed, safe for the next generation of curious little forest hearts.
The elegant giraffe dreamed of a beautiful, balanced forest, thanks to the courage of her little friend.
The strong hippo was the picture of tranquility, knowing the job was done and the secret was safe.
The forest's heart was still beating, a soft reminder of the great magic that waited. He didn't need to chase the light anymore. He knew the secret now belonged to him, forever.
The little elephant was a true hero, and his story had only just begun.
A new day, a new start. The heroes of the forest ran off to greet the dawn. The magic was everywhere, in every spray of water, every ray of sun, and every joyful sound. She had raised a kind, brave, and curious heart. Her greatest wish had come true.
The magical green forest was protected, its heart beating strongly.
Thank you for sharing our story. See you on the next adventure. Goodbye for now, little friends. Always be curious. Always be kind. Always be brave. And don't forget to like and subscribe to BabyMasterKids for more magical adventures.